Hi, good evening. Welcome to Freedom Fridays with Latresa. I am your host, Latresa Rice, your mindset coach. I help bereaved Christians regain hope by rediscovering their identity and healing through writing. I'm excited that you all are here. Listen, let me know that you're here. In the comment section, put a purple heart there. Say hello. Just let me know that you're here. If you are catching this video on replay, put hashtag replay in the comment section so I can come back and welcome you. Again, I am Latresa Rice, your mindset coach. I help bereaved Christians regain hope by rediscovering their identity and healing through writing. Today, I am talking to the person, and if you are this person, then today's message is for you. I'm talking to the person that lost a spouse. I'm talking to the person, not that just lost a spouse, the person that lost a spouse. And when they look on social media and they see other people who are happy with their spouse, or other people who are with their significant other going on trips, or other people who are getting married, engagement announcements, it makes you feel some kind of way. I'm speaking to that person, because fear has caused you to say that you don't desire to be married again. Fear has caused you to run from anything that resembles a possibility of love, because that also brings into your remembrance a possibility of great pain because you've experienced it. Fear is a liar. Today, I vow to heal and love again after loss. If that's you, today I want you to put in the comment section, I vow to heal and love again after loss. I remember being in that spot. I remember experiencing great pain in 2020 after the loss of my husband due to COVID-19, after just 5 months of marriage. I remember how hard it was to view certain things, and to see the engagement announcements, or to see people so happy with their spouses, or commenting and all that stuff, because now it was at that point, it was a consistent reminder of what I lost and what I did not have. But a lot of times what is going on is when we have to get back in the dating scene, right? And maybe you've had some poor experiences. Been there too. Been there too. Maybe you've had some poor experiences getting back in the dating scene, and fear has tried to convince you that you don't desire, you just want to remain a widow. You don't desire to be married ever again in life. You already had the best husband, the best person you could have possibly had. But if that is the case, because I'm telling you, that's still a blessing. Being a widow would still be a blessing for you. And the reason why, because there are some benefits that you have, right? You have hopefully had the opportunity to experience some real love. Every widow has not experienced real love, but hopefully you had that opportunity. You had the opportunity to share life with somebody else. You had the opportunity. So there were some benefits that you experienced. As a widow, there are some benefits that you experience even in that position. Now, when you eat, the whole house is ate. When you desire to take a trip, you don't have to run that by anybody else. You can look at your own finances and see if you want to do it. That's a benefit. When you decide that you want to go out with your girls, you don't have to talk to anybody else. That you just make that decision and you go. There's still some benefits even in being a widow. Now, if you are genuine in your statement or your stance of I don't desire to remarry at all, then you internally, you will not be upset or offended when you see other people getting married. You will be able to celebrate them. You will not be upset when people start talking about, because sometimes our friends and our loved ones be so excited that they're talking to us about their new boo, or they're talking to us about their potential marriage, right? Those things will not affect you if it is a true statement that you don't desire to remarry or to experience love wrapped in human form again on the earth while you're still here, right? But if you feel some kind of way, then that statement of I don't even want to be married, I just want to be by myself, I'm straight, that's not true. And your spirit man is saying, no, boo, that ain't true. We want a new boo. We want somebody else. We're grateful for the gift that we had. but no, we're not ready to say right here. And that's okay too. It's okay for those who desire those who truly desire to remain a widow. That's okay. That still has some benefits. And it's okay for those who desire to remarry. But in order to do that, you're going to need to first make a decision. And in making a decision, we're going to have to make a vow. And for those of you who are watching this, the first thing I want you to do is put in that comment section V dash view the loss through a lens of gratitude. V dash view the loss through a lens of gratitude. What am I talking about? Let me tell you. If you are going to be able to love again, you first have to deal with the past. You have to deal with the loss of the spouse that you wanted. Sometimes we don't want to move forward because we wanted what we had. And since that is gone, and we can't physically be with who we had before, we just say, just forget it. But internally, your body has said, no, ain't no just forget it, sweetheart. We got to deal with this thing, right? So we have to view the loss through a lens of gratitude. There are 4 areas that you need to look at when you are viewing the loss through a lens of gratitude. The first is the great. The great things that happen in your marriage before your husband or your wife, because some guys are watching this live too, or your wife, before they died. What were some great things that you loved about that individual? What did they do? Is it something as small as every morning they text you a prayer on your way to work? Is it something as small as at night they gave you a foot massage because they knew you stood up and worked on your feet all day? What was the great things that your spouse did that you loved about them? And can you share with God how grateful you are? Can you write that out? Because see, writing is a part of this process too. Writing is a part of your healing process. Can we write out the great things that we experienced by acknowledging? When you're writing it, you're acknowledging it as well. You're actually standing in a position of authority. So we are acknowledging the things that took place. Write it out. How many of you have a journal? If you don't have one, you need one. If you're going to take this type of vow, we need a journal because we need to be able to visually see what God has given us and what he's brought us from. And we need to visually see which things we may not desire anymore. Like, look, God, when I'm praying about this next spouse, this is some stuff I need you, to hear me out on. I don't want to deal with this. Because sometimes fear shows up and says, hey, now you're a widow. Some of the painful stuff that you dealt with in that marriage, if you remarry, it's probably going to be worse. Fear shows up to try to block you from what your heart actually desires by causing you to be afraid of loving again. Because what if it gets worse? What if I experience the same thing I experienced that I really couldn't stand in the marriage? But those what ifs can be blocking your blessing. It can be blocking your promise. So we have to make sure that we're addressing the great. The next area that we need to address is the good. What are some of the good things that you experienced in that union? What are the good things? You may not consider it to be great, but maybe it was a good thing that, I'm just find something simple. Maybe it was a good thing that when it snowed outside, they went outside and shoveled the snow without having to be asked, right? Maybe that was a good thing. It could be deeper than that, but I'm just saying we need to look at the great. We need to look at the good. Next, we're going to need to look at the bad. What are some of the bad things? What are some of the things that you did not like that just really got on your nerves? Maybe a bad thing for you was he used your toothbrush. It could be something else. But what are the bad things? And last area that you need to address is the ugly things. What are some of the things that took place in that union that were extremely ugly? Maybe he consistently lied to you. Okay, I understand. Maybe he consistently lied to you. That thing was ugly because it caused distrust. What are some of those things that you experienced in that union that were ugly? A lot of times people say, oh, we got to embrace the good, the bad, and the ugly. The issue I have with listing those three things is you have two negatives that cancel out the positive thing. You got bad, ugly, canceling out good. Well, human beings are multifaceted. We have some great aspects to us. We have some good aspects to us. We have some bad aspects to us, and we may have some ugly aspects to us. But the whole picture is important to view. And you have to view it through a lens of gratitude. You can view the bad and the ugly things through a lens of gratitude as well. For example, even if you experience, let's say, a bad thing. I'm going to just go back to he used your toothbrush. That's messed up. I don't like that at all. But anyway, he used your toothbrush, right? That could be a bad thing. But here's a lesson that you possibly could learn from that. You got to look at it. What is a possible lesson that I could have learned from that? Well, instead of yelling about it, maybe I went to them from a position of love and discussed it. Well, now I've learned how to address things differently. So there's something that you gain even in the bad and in the ugly experiences that you can be grateful for gaining. Because if we are like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in due season, right? And those that are attached to us and all that type of stuff, our leaves would not wither, right? And whatsoever we do shall prosper. If that is the case, then we're always gaining something, even if it's something painful, even if it's a negative experience, there's something of value that we can gain from that. So again, view the loss through a lens of gratitude. The next thing you're going to need to do, write in the comment section, open my heart to love again. Open my heart to love again. After you view the loss of your spouse through a lens of gratitude, it's up to you to open your heart to love again. Sometimes the pain can be so significant that you don't want to love anybody else. The pain can be so significant that you say, you know what? I don't think it's even worth it. I don't think it's worth the going through the motions. I don't think it's worth talking to new people. These folks are getting on my last nerve. They dancing on the nerve. No, I'll pass, right? But if you're still upset when you see other people celebrating their unions, then you can't have an I'll pass mindset because your insides are saying, no, we need to move forward in love again. There's more that is in us that we need to share with somebody else while we're still here on the earth. And if that's the case, you're going to have to open your heart to love again. Yes, we need to guard our heart, but at the same time, you need to be able to recognize when it's okay to share your heart with somebody else. All right. So open my heart to love again. Last part of this vow, win the battle over fear by speaking truth. Put in the comment section, win the battle over fear by speaking truth. Each time you take one step forward in this process, let's say you made up your mind, you vow to love, to heal first and foremost, heal and love again after loss. You made up your mind that you are going to heal and love again after loss. You are writing in your journal. You're meeting with your therapist. You are you're talking it out with different friends. Maybe you're creating something because you're a creative person. You're creating something and moving with that. Then guess what? Fear will creep up when you least expect it to and start speaking lies. You sure you want to do this again? You remember everything went always wonderful in your previous marriage. You experienced this or you experienced that. And your mind goes, oh, yeah, I did. I don't know if I experienced it again. So no, I pass on marriage. Fear has creeped up and cost you your blessing if you let it continue. You have to win the battle over fear by speaking truth. Listen, truth in that instance can be something as simple as my God loves me and he would never put me in a position that I'm all by myself. There's a host of angels surrounding me that can help me. Things don't always have to be what they've been. God is a God of change. There's some truth that you can speak based on what you know about the word of God that will cancel out the fear that arises. So we need to win the battle over fear by speaking truth. I hope this has blessed you. If you have enjoyed this video and you desire to continue along on your healing process to wholeness, I encourage you to click the link in the comment section and sign up for the sign up for the email list. And signing up for my email list, you will receive the Time Unlock Masterclass video that discusses 3 ways to maximize your time and write your story. Have an amazing night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.